Hello, my name is Ethan Verghese, and my project was about how tracking medical equipment can help with patient expenses. I worked at the James Western Medical Center to do this. I realized that the main problem wasn't the equipment or the system that was happening, but I realized that it was more about the communication aspect of it. All right, so what is y'all's Metro story?
When I started at Metro, I was really quiet and reserved. I got to high school and I started to see what I was actually interested in.
I was always interested in STEM at my old school. I wanted something challenging, and the school would be a perfect fit for me. And I knew that I wanted to do the design pathway because I like creating things and I've always been creative.
My parents heard from one of my brother's friends about Metro. And they heard that I could start college early. Middle school and high school was kind of all normal until the capstone and stuff like that, because the bodies program is really, really hard and stressful. But I feel like I've gotten able to manage it the more and more that I've been at Metro, because I learned how to react to stress and that you shouldn't let it overcome you, but you should just take it in stride and just keep pushing forward.
While the presentations that students create in their capstones and in their senior years are incredible, we know that the work that they're doing in their senior year are not in isolation, that it's really a compilation of all the work we've done with these students throughout their entire Metro career.
Okay.
If I put that in dirt, would it sprout?
Okay, so that's a good question. What do you think the answer is?
I think no, because it's like, it's waiting to become a seed.
And what has to
So,
happen for it to become a seed?
Pollination.
Gotcha.
So I was correct.
That's why is it so important to have pollinators?
So we can have like honey, and we can have more flowers and oxygen.
Right, so if we don't have pollinators,
When you have a Metro student take you into what they're learning and what they're doing, it's not something that they are just telling you the party line of here's what we do at Metro. It's what they're experiencing, what they're doing, and what they own. They want to be here and they have some ideas about what they're going to do with this later. You can take someone out of a class and say, ask them the question, what are you learning today? And they can tell you what they're learning. How does it fit in with the bigger picture of what you're doing and learning and who you're becoming? Metro students can describe that.
For my internship, I'm working on cardiac studies at OSU with Dr. Hunt and Dr. Drew, so it might be a little different than what I'm doing in design, but I found it interesting because it might be helpful down the line because I want to do something in biomedical engineering or chemical engineering.
Although it's very, very hard and many, many different tasks like prereqs, all that kind of stuff, you get so much experience in the real world setting. They make sure that you're ready for the real world because in the real world, they'll only dip you in the fire. They usually won't give you that kind of help. You have to figure it out on your own.
Every student is capable of being responsible, but you have to teach them how to get there, much like anything else. My job is to get them ready for life, which ultimately will go right into their academics. So I teach human beings before I teach students. And once you teach them that I'm holding you to a high expectation, they start to hold themselves to that high expectation.
In a traditional system, students have an opportunity to learn something once. They get evaluated on it, they get the grade they get, and it is what it is. In Metro, with a mastery system, it looks a little bit different because when a student is evaluated, they then have an opportunity to look at how they did, to go back, to relearn, and then work to demonstrate understanding again.
It's challenging, I'll say that. Challenging doesn't mean it's bad, it's a good thing because it helps me grow and it helps me strive for things that are better than just the bare minimum.
One class that I know I struggle with the most is Algebra 1. The first time, I failed, goofed around, didn't care, didn't ask for help. The second time, I did better, a lot better, but I didn't try. I didn't want to try. But the third time, I definitely put my all into this time because I was not going to retake this class again. I asked for help. I got help, one-on-one help, office hours. I went to office hours all the time. I feel happy, like I'm proud of myself. I know it took a lot of tries, but it means a lot to me, the fact that I finally got it down.
So when I was taking English, I had to retake the class. And at first I was like a little bit disappointed, but I knew it's in my control and I'm the one responsible for it. But the second time I took it, I actually learned the content of the class. What's been one of the most important things that you guys have learned along the way?
Being punctual, having time management, setting a schedule for yourself and getting the hang of it, being able to communicate what you've done throughout the year to your teacher, to your parents, and your student advocate, telling them what you've done, what you wanted to achieve, and where you want to go. So setting those goals and celebrating your small milestones.
Responsibility and accountability for all of my work. Like I can't just do something just to finish it and hope that it's good enough, but I actually need to put the effort in.
For me, I learned how to keep going even when it's tough. It's really helps because then I can see how I should react to each and every single problem in my life, whether it be educational or otherwise.
When students come to Metro, we're actually not looking for the best and the brightest. We're looking for students who are coming in with a desire to learn and grow, with a growth mindset. What that develops over time in our students is this capacity and ability to go to college classes as a junior or a senior and be incredibly successful. They do capstone internships and they do research outside the building, and they walk away from high school with this really profound set of high school experiences.
You go from 6th through 8th grade where you're in the building, there are field trips, to as a 10th grader you may have an internship experience and you're out of the building for half a day. As a junior, you are taking college classes for part of the day, and then as a senior, you may be on college campus the entire day.
You are able to get into another environment and to work towards more of the things that you want to gear toward and to do the classes that you are passionate about. And putting these Metro habits into use, such as being an effective collaborator, being an active and responsible decision maker, and making your own time to learn things rather than just somebody pushing you.
I like that the relationship that Ethan and I have established, that he can talk to me freely and be respectful at the same time, then also understanding what needs to be done and keeping structure at the same time.
Now they have an accountability, whether that's at Ohio State or a local company. They are part of an organization and the productivity of that organization. They understand the mission of that organization and how what they're doing fits into that.
Going to Metro has helped me to understand what I'm responsible for, and it's helped me to take advantage of opportunities and make connections with people.
The most important thing I've learned is to not be afraid to ask questions, to face your obstacles and face your fears, and try to get out of your comfort zone even if you are afraid to do that.
It also helps when I have a community behind me because then I can see people that are older than me and see how they act and how I should act. My first time at college, it was super duper easy, and I believe that it was because of Metro and understanding who I am and who I can be, and I believe that's how it's turned me into a future nurse.